Hello everyone, welcome to this channel where I'll be solving the problem of the day with you all. And please do like and share the video if you like it. So let's start solving the question without wasting any time. So the topic of this question is using a robot to print a lexicographically smaller string. So you are given a string S and a robot that currently holds an empty string P. Okay, so there are basically two strings, S and T, and here you will have to apply following operation until S and T both are empty. Okay, so let's look at the operations. So remove the first character of a string and give it to the robot. The robot will append this character to the string too. Okay, so you have to remove the characters of string S from the front, right? So consider if you have a string as A, B, C, so you'll be removing characters from the front, like first A will be removed, then B will be removed, then C will be removed. Next operation is remove the last character of a string T and give it to the robot. The robot will write this character on paper. So the same string that you are having, the T, for example, you have your T as ABC. So here you will be removing characters from the backside. Like first C will be removed, then B, and A. So basically the robot will write CBE on the paper, right? So that's how you have to return the lexicographically smallest string possible. I hope this lexicographically smallest string, what it is clear to you. That the letters in the word should be in sequence. Like a in the sequence, like the most possible way it could be created, right? It should be like B should always be after A, right? T should always be before D. So the sequence should be followed if it is possible to be no, right? Like see this example, it's ZZA. So what will happen is Z, uh, this whole F will be transferred to variable T, B as it is, and then it will be extracted from behind. Like first A, then Z, and then Z. That's why it will be written on paper, and I think that's the lexicographical smallest string which will be obtained from this. That's how the output will be. Next is BAC. So let's look at this example by solving it, and we can explain. This S is BAC. Okay. And currently our T is empty. Okay. And we also have another thing that's P. The robot will be writing. So this P will give us the output. So first what can be done that S as BAC. So we will extract string A because A is the smallest letter in the whole string. Okay. So this string T, this whole will be transferred to T. Okay. So now S will become DC, T will become DA, okay, and this whole BA will be transferred from backside. Like first A will be transferred to A and then B, right? So that's how it will be. Okay. So now this T has become empty. So this is still C. So this T will now be transferred and P will have A, B, and this P will be transferred from the backside. ABC, which is obviously the lexicographical smallest string that could be obtained through the string BAC, right? So that's how it's done. Let's try to see one more example here, so we'll be able to understand it better. Okay. So the example is, uh, consider S is equal to E, G, C, F, D, E, F. Okay. So now in this, we can see the smallest letter in the whole string is T, right? So first, our T will have the substring till T, that is PG T. Okay. And in the paper output, that is only this T from the backside will be transferred. So it will be T. Okay. So now your T is only PG and our S is F, D, E, F, right? Next up, what we'll do, we can see the second smallest letter, uh, the second smallest letter D is will be second image. So this will be now wait, up to here. The substring will be transferred to our T. So E, G, F, D. So now again P will have C and the last letter of this T will be transferred. So now P will become CD and P is EGF. Okay. Next up we have EF, right? So only T will be transferred to our T, EFT, right? T will have now P, T in the last most letter. We can find this T, right? Now only F is left. So T will be E, G, F, and F. Right? So T will now have uh, T, D, E, and this F. Okay? This F, and now our this string is now empty. So only T is now left with E, G, F. So now whole of the string will be transferred to T. Right? From this F, G, E. This is the output which we should get on giving S as the string. Let's give it a try. We'll make a test case of this. Okay. And return nothing here an empty string. And we will run it to see what the expected output is. So the expected output we are getting is CDE double FGE. So CDE double FGE. This is the output we are getting. So I hope this is now clear at how to approach this question. Obviously, the thing to be noticed here is the letters are extracted only from one side. So obviously, we could think about using stack in this, right? Okay, so let's start creating a stack of character type. Okay, and also there should be a variable which should store the length of our string because we have to iterate through it. And there should also be a frequency array which will store the frequency of all the characters in the string so that we could approach and proceed ahead in that sequential way only, right? So you should also have that, okay? And as usual, we will iterate through the string and store the frequency of all the letters in this frequency array. I'm using 97 here. I hope this is clear to you because all the letters in the strings is in lowercase. The ASCII code of lowercase alphabet starts from 97. So to get to make the array, since the index is started from 0 till 26, obviously, because there are 26 alphabets, we will subtract it from 97 only so that we could be stored in that. Also, there should be one index. I shall tell you its use later. I'm coding it. So First, what we'll do is iterate through these things again. Okay. Next, what we'll do, we'll take the h, which will get me the current character of the string. Okay. Now, this character should be pushed to the stack, which we have made, stack P. Cool. Since we have pushed this character to the stack, obviously its frequency should reduce by 1. So the way we had added it in the same way, we will subtract it. Now comes the use of the index. See, look at it carefully. It's very easy. And frequency of idx is equal to 0, idx plus plus. So look at it. Why have I done this? So, for example, in this case only, we don't have all the letters, right? Here in this A and B are still missing. So how will come to know that what is the least or what is the smallest letter that's available in the string currently? So we have used this method, which will help me to increment the value of this IDX, like how this should always be less than 26, like obviously, because Z will have the index position of 25 in the frequency of it. And frequency is equal to 0. So it should increase. So consider A. Third A is absent. So I have taken index as 0 because that's the least possible value. So this is true. Next, frequency of 0. 0, right? So because frequency of 0, that means here it's asking for the frequency of A. Obviously, there is no A in this, no letter A in this string. So this both conditions are fulfilled. Both conditions are fulfilled, so this index will increment by 1. So now it becomes 1, right? Next up again, we'll have frequency of 1, that's for B, where again B is missing in this B. So it will again increment by 1 and it will become 2. Now it will come to 2. It will check that frequency of 2 is actually equal to 1 because here C is present, right? So this condition is fulfilled and it will not go in. And now we have your index value as 2. Okay. Next one, we have p dot inventory and we check that the topmost element which we have in the tag, okay, minus a because that's the release value, okay, should be less than or equal to idx. Means that if the topmost element is stack is less than or it's actually smaller than or equal to the value of index. For example, you have C here as index, that's the with suggested. Uh, if you get an alphabet greater than C, like C, E, F, G, they should all remain in the stack as it is. Okay, there will be no change in it. And if you get a element that's less than C or equal to C. Like if you reach down, so C is actually equal to C. So this shall be dependent here. Uh, this shall get dependent okay, in the paper as string builder and it will be removed from the start. So that's how this process will be continued. But if you find a letter that is equal to or less than that current index, letter, then it will be appended to our paper, which is resultant string, else it will remain stacked up in our stack page. And then at the end, uh, in this shall continue until our string test is empty. Okay. And now we'll check that and here. We will simply just append our left out characters which are left in the stack, and we will return our string. Dot to string is actually a syntax to convert a string builder to string. Okay. This is the return type of this code has to be in string format. That's why we have to convert. We are getting compilation error. Why? Because we have not created. I just forgot to create a string builder paper. My bad. Okay, let's try that again. And it is accepted. Let's see if it will get accepted. Yeah, it got accepted. Uh, yeah, this was all. It was a good question. Revealing our foundations, fundamentals of stack and all. So definitely it was a good question. Do practice it for once or twice. It will be good. And yeah, we shall meet you again with another question tomorrow. Till then, keep learning and keep going. Thank you.